Welcome to the Bridging the Talent Gap Intelligence Report. This tool can be used to instantly generate reports for organizations who have participated in the Bridging the Talent Gap Employer Survey. The report is broken down into 5 pages: the home page or summary page, learning benefits, learning sufficiency, learning infrastructure, and education premium. All 5 pages present an individual company's responses next to the aggregate responses for all companies who completed the employer survey. The goal of the report is to give companies an opportunity to review their responses and see how they compare to a sampling of other organizations in the area. Because the intelligence report tool contains potentially sensitive firm-level data, this tool should only be used by your internal team, and the link to this tool should not be shared with individual companies who have filled out the survey. We will provide a more detailed description of how to use the report when working with individual companies at the end of this video. The first page is the home page or summary page. First, we need to select the company we are creating the report for. To do this, simply select the desired company from the drop-down list in the top right of the report. Notice that when you select a different company, most of the information on the screen will change to reflect the newly selected option. At the top of the page, you can see a summary of the selected company, including the company name, the name, email address, and job title of the survey respondent, and any special certifications or designations that the company has, such as minority-owned business or woman-owned business. Below that is the company profile, which has the organization size, anticipated growth over the next 5 years, and up to 5 industry sectors as selected by the respondent. Finally, at the bottom of the page, we see the predicted need for certifications and degrees over the next 5 years. Note that the individual organization's responses are listed on the left, and the distribution of responses for all survey participants is displayed on the right in a bar graph. Let's move on to the Learning Benefits page. The Learning Benefits page shows the degree of support given by the organization for a broad array of learning opportunities. As with the final section of the previous page, the selected organization's responses are displayed on the left side of the screen, and the aggregate responses of all participants are shown on the right under Benchmark Participants. The first section shows the types of financial support provided by the organization to its employees, which is followed by whether or not the tuition support is restricted to specific learning programs. The next section tells us how long after hiring an employee is eligible for learning benefits. The bar chart below features which types of employees are eligible for learning benefits. And the final section breaks down the usage of learning benefits by the employee level, starting at entry level less than a year, and going all the way up to executive level. Next, we have the Learning Sufficiency page. This page includes the degree to which an organization's learning benefits are being used, as well as how easily accessible the learning benefits are to employees. Starting at the top, we have 2 frequency graphs, where the larger circles represent a higher frequency of responses. Notice that the red circle indicates the selected company's response. The first graph shows the percent of total available learning benefits that are used annually, while the second graph shows the percentage of employees who take advantage of the learning benefits offered. Below that, we see the typical amount of annual support in dollars that is used per employee. The final 2 bar charts tell us how the learning benefits are provided, either tuition deferral or tuition reimbursement, and the type of coursework that is included in the Learning Benefits program. Moving on to the next page, Learning Infrastructure. The focus of this page is the idea of an education-friendly workplace. The large bar graph contains what we have determined to be the elements that make up an education-friendly workplace. As with previous pages, the company's specific answers can be found on the left, and the percentage of respondents that have each of these education-friendly elements can be found on the right. The bar graph at the bottom of the page indicates whether or not a company is interested in partnering with a local learning organization. The final page of our report focuses on the education premium. The education premium measures employers' estimates of worker skills according to workers' education levels. For example, if 79% of employers say that their labor pool with a bachelor's degree possesses problem-solving skills, while 39% say high school diploma holders possess this skill, then the difference can be interpreted as an education premium of 40% for problem-solving skills. This means that employers are 40% more likely to find that candidates with a bachelor's degree have the desired problem-solving skills as compared to those with a high school diploma. Included on this page are 10 skills which we've broken up into two categories: basic skills and applied skills. As with the previous pages, the individual company's responses are on the left and indicate whether or not employees at a given education level possess the skill. These bar charts are slightly different from previous pages, as they show the percentage of companies that responded yes to the employees possessing each skill at the corresponding education level. At the top of the page, you can see the summary of the two categories of skills, as well as the education premium illustrated by the green shaded area. Now that we've walked through the different pages of the intelligence report, it's time to export it to a printable and shareable 5-page PDF. For this video tutorial, we'll start back on the summary page, but you can initiate the export process from any page. Simply click on the icon of the square with an arrow pointing down at the top right of your screen. You will be asked to select the file format for your export. The report was designed to fit on a standard 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, so we recommend exporting as a PDF, which can be easily printed or shared. Once you select PDF, you will be asked to choose which pages to include. Select specific sheets from this workbook from the drop-down menu. Now you will need to choose which sheets you want to include in your export. The first page is automatically selected. You will need to unselect that first, then scroll all the way to the end of the list and select the last 5 pages, starting with the one labeled Report. You can leave all of the other options as they are and click the Download button. Depending on what browser you are using, the PDF will download to your computer and possibly open in another tab. As you can see, we've created a printable and shareable 5-page PDF report. We encourage you to share a PDF of the company-level report with individuals who participated in the survey and offer to review it with them. This report is meant to be of use to the participant and to employer intermediaries. For employer participants, the report shows a business how they compare to their local peers in a variety of areas. For the employer intermediary, the report can assist you in meeting your goals for a more aligned talent ecosystem and getting more businesses involved in the programs that you offer. For example, you may have a goal of creating more employer and learning provider partnerships. The report will let you know how interested the employer is in developing a partnership with an institution and what credentials they are projecting an increased need for in the future. Or you may be interested in getting more employers to convert their education benefits programs from reimbursement to deferral. The report will give you insight into the amount of tuition support an employer offers, how they offer it, to whom and what percentage is utilized annually. Lastly, you may want to get more employers to offer support for the education and upskilling of their workers by becoming more education friendly. The report will tell you which non-financial education supports are offered by the employer, such as on-site classes, flexibility to use education benefits from books and other non-tuition expenses, and providing on-site advice to workers about their education goals. These are just a few ways that you can use the Business Intelligence Report, and we are certain that you will come up with many other uses to help you meet your organization's talent agenda.